Today, we are going to talk about the lore of one of the most important characters in all of Wakfu. The character that basically the entire lore revolves around. And it's not Yugo. It's Ogrest, the overarching main villain, so important that he changed it from the Dofu era to the Wakfu era. And he's been like the strongest character around for like a while. Until he wasn't. This story starts with Automai. He is the son of Fika, who is a full god. And he basically accidentally created Ogrest by using magic on a bunch of currency, which birthed Ogrest. He gets his name Ogrest from the fact that he was made from Ogrite, which was the currency used to make him. Due to his naturally magical properties, he has magical tears, and his tears can cause floods. Yes, he can flood things with a single drop of his tears. It just makes water constantly sprout out from where he started crying at. When he gets a little bit older, he finds a Sedita doll in the downstairs basement of Automai named Dothera. He was in love with her, but she was completely unconscious because she was abandoned by the Sedita god. Basically what happened was that the Sedita god didn't give a shit, and he pretty much just left her for dead after she had a broken heart, and Automai picked her up somewhere and was trying to repair her, but he never could. Ogrest fell in love with her, and he felt that he needed to give her a heart because she's been like pretty much unconscious for years. She hasn't moved from Automai's basement at all. And long story short, he's successful, and they actually hit it off. They're literally in love, and they're dating. Once they start getting way older, Dothera wants to become human a lot, and Ogrest feels like the only way to do that is by getting the primordial Dofu to change her, because, I mean, she's basically a demigod because she has part of a god's essence to make her because she's made by the Sedita god. So, Ogrest, being the absolute champ that he is, he gathers all the primordial Dofus in less than a year, but plot twist, Dothera doesn't actually like Ogrest. She just was really obsessed with the primordial Dofus, and she knew that Ogrest had a weird connection to them. So in a fit of rage, he knocks her off the mountain that they were on, and he basically thinks he killed the love of his life. But before we talk about Ogrest's chaos, which that was like the last straw for him, let's talk about when he actually met up with the Brotherhood of the Forgotten, yes, Oropo's crew, to try finding her in that little time skip that I ignored. He was a pit fighter in Bonta for a bit, but after realizing that she's clearly not there, the Unatrof member of the Brotherhood of the Forgotten, aka Rule's wife, brings him all the way down to Frygros. Arpagon takes him to the tournament as her champion that the Brotherhood is literally throwing, and he does actually find Dothera there. Count Harrowburg was there too, because I guess, dude. And during that tournament, another Sedita doll named Lacrima stabs Dothera, and to stop her from dying, he essentially yanks the Glacier Dofu from Frygros and just freezes both of them. Count Harrowburg gets frozen too, but like, who cares? He's not relevant to this video. Now that we're back to modern day, Oropo was actually the person who caused Dothera to say all that stuff. He wanted her to push him to get the primordial Dofus and cause Ogrest chaos. Basically, he was betrayed from the start. Same way that he also set up Nox, who's the closest person to Ogrest chaos, with just giving him the Ilia Cube. The thing about Ogrest chaos is that is by far the most important event in all of Dofu history, or all of Wakfu history now, because it literally killed billions of people. It drowned the planet. Like, I don't think you guys realize that. Like, his magical tears that can start floods, with the power of the primordial Dofus in his hands and him being altered mentally because he's enraged, he was able to literally drown the planet to the point that the entire planet didn't even have continents. It was a bunch of archipelagos. It got so bad that the gods literally had to step in, and they all lost. All 11 of them, because technically Yugo doesn't. It's a whole thing. But yeah, he literally manhandled the creators because he was so powerful, and they literally had to leave him alone and just let him like sit on top of the mountain. It does make sense when you realize that the primordial Dofus are literally designed to hold up the universe, but you know, I don't know why you would give that to him. But this leads all the way up to the modern day, where Dali himself literally has to 1v1 Ogrest, which, I mean, he didn't win, but you know, it's the thought that counts. Yugo technically couldn't even hurt him, because if he did, then they would have just blew up the planet, because like, two Dofus are not really supposed to clash against each other, like ever. Long story short, they did get him away from the Dofus at least. So, problem solved, I guess. He was just kind of up there for hundreds of years. And I mean, Dothra is still alive. I mean, she just faked her death to manipulate him. Anyways, that's like a very, very, very short version of Ogrest lore. Like, there's so much to cover besides just that, but like, yeah, that's the TLDR. Anyways, bye.